counting down the minutes to the first pitch of today's game.
Yes!
Who's in the starting lineup?
Come on, son. You got to get out there and take the mound. It's game time.
What does the skipper have to say?
It's an attitude. You got to be willing to defend. You got to be willing to base run, or you can't play here.
It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook with Tommy Wortz on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Well, welcome into the Leadoff Show for the second time today, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tommy Wortz here with you, trying to get you caught up on all things Brewers, Cubs. I have a feeling this show will be cut short. It is absolutely pouring in Milwaukee. Updates from Chicago all say pouring as well, but why not? We'll try it out. Maybe I'll play some sound regardless here on the Leadoff Show. Game number 2 today. Chad Patrick's back in the big leagues for Milwaukee, and game 1 went pretty well too for the Brewers.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Starting lineups presented by Lakeland University. Experience it your way at Lakeland University. Visit lakeland.edu for more. The Brewers do have a lineup as of right now for the game. The Cubs, however, have not given a starting lineup. That also maybe given a little bit of a hint as to where this game might be going. If the game does get played, however, Bryce Terang will lead things off. He'll play second base. Caleb Durbin at third base will bat second. William Contreras, the catcher, will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DH, bats fourth. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat fifth. Isaac Collins in left field will bat sixth. Sal Frelick in right field bats seventh today. Brandon Lockridge in center field will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, rounds things out for the Milwaukee Brewers in game number 2. Seems like everything pointing in the direction of game 2 getting rained out. We will keep those updates here following you now on the Leadoff Show. Got all my tweet notifications on, ready to go, but it is pouring, and the radar says it will continue for a good while, according to Jack Stern of Brewer Fanatic. Andrew Wagner down there as well with us at the Fan Milwaukee. But we can relive a pretty awesome game 1, if anything else. I have some sound I can play for you guys of Pat Murphy, other players speaking after the game. What a fantastic start to Wrigley the Brewers had today.
Did you miss the last game? Did you miss what was said after the last game? It's time to rewind. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
It was Freddie Peralta going up against Cade Horton of the Chicago Cubs, and not a lot of offense for Chicago in this one. Just 2 hits allowed in the game from Freddie Peralta, and no one else gave up any more either. The Brewers got things started off early in the 3rd inning. Bryce Terang, is this guy a power hitter now? Get the first run on the board for the Crew.
2. Fly ball to left, got some carry to it. Casey's back, looking up, and Terang goes deep again. The power surge of Bryce Terang, his 13th home run. And the Brewers strike first.
7 homers now for Bryce Terang since August, which is ridiculous for Bryce Terang. All highlights courtesy of FanDuel Sports Network. However, home runs weren't done in this one. Caleb Durbin in the 5th inning, maybe the farthest of his career.
Sends that one deep in the left. Durbin's gonna watch it fly. Tape measure job by Caleb Durbin. 2-0 Brewers. Durbin's 7th of the year. An absolute blast from Caleb Durbin. 1-1 sinker, 105 off the bat, 419 happy feet. And boy, did he know it.
He knew it right away. Lake Forest, Illinois native originally gets the homer in front of his home crowd. In the 6th inning, Blake Perkins and Andrew Vaughn would end up leading things off with 2 outs, a fly out and a ground out. Then 2 walks back to back in favor of Sal Frelick and Danny Jansen. Joey Ortiz showing off some hustle, and the Brewers causing more chaos here for the Cubs.
2-2 pitch. Ortiz, little tapper. That is going to stay fair. Throw to first is up the line. It gets away. Here comes Frelick. He's in. Jansen around third will be held. The Brewers lead 3-0 on a swinging bunt by Ortiz. The power of putting the ball in play.
The power of putting the ball in play. Joey Ortiz picking up no RBIs on that play technically because of the error, but the Brewers causing chaos again. Joey Ortiz, however, in the 8th inning, he would get some RBIs thanks to this single here.
Ortiz shoots one right side, gloved out by Castro, not in time. An infield hit. It's an RBI. Bases are still loaded and the Brewers lead 4-0.
Well, maybe not a couple, but he beat one out, showing it off. They just play harder than you. The Brewers just play harder than you every single game. It doesn't matter if they have to play 1, if they have to play 2 in a day. They will play harder than you. Bryce Terang, the next man up.
His average Joes are getting it done once again. Now Terang with a base hit into right field. Station to station they go. It is 5-0 Brewers. Bryce Terang wasting no time. Clean single to right to drive in a run. Second RBI of the day for Terang.
A fielder's choice with Caleb Durbin up next. Then a wild pitch would allow another run to come across. It would make it 7-0 Milwaukee in the 8th inning. That would be the final score. The Brewers improving to 79-45 on the season with that victory. The Cubs falling to 70-54. Now a 9-game lead again in the NL Central. Freddie Peralta's final line: 6 innings, just 1 hit, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Abner Uribe would give up a hit in the 7th inning. Then Jared Koenig and Grant Anderson come in and lock things down in the 8th and the 9th. Freddie Peralta now the first player in the major leagues to record 15 wins on the season.
Who was the MVP of the last game for the Crew? Who stood out the most? Let's find out. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM. The Fan.
It's got to be Freddie Peralta. I know the offense puts up 7 runs. That's awesome. Great for Milwaukee, but Freddie Peralta needed to have a start like this today. If the Brewers were going to play a second game, which as of right now, they still will. But to save the pen the way Freddie did today, 6 strong innings, his season now 15-5, a 2.78 ERA. That's 13th in all of baseball. A whip at 1-1 on the dot, 154 strikeouts now for Freddie Peralta, on his way to another 200 strikeout season. He spoke to the media after the game. Here is Freddie Peralta after picking up his 15th win on the major league season.
The 4th inning, bases loaded. How much did you just have to lock in the execution in that situation?
In the moment, I didn't try to do too much. I was just trying to make my pitch without thinking to strike out anybody, or I just trying to make my pitch and see what was going to happen. I was pitching for a ground ball, and I was able to get a strikeout. It was better in the moment.
Change-up.
Yeah, change-ups. It was working really good.
Freddie, this stretch. It's, all these game days in a row and doubleheader today. How do you not take the mound thinking about, I have to get innings today? How do you just pitch?
Because I feel that if I think too much about what I have to do and all that, I put pressure on myself, and normally I don't work like that. it's something that I have in me. You know, I have to be myself, and even in the morning before the game, it just be ready. You know, listen to music, play around, make some jokes, and go out and compete without thinking to do so much. You know, because normally if I try to do so much, it doesn't go my way.
Is that this team too?
Yeah, you know, something that I have in mind, and it works like that for me. You know, trying to be myself.
But I mean, it seems like the other guys are doing that, not thinking about the standings.
Yeah,
not thinking about
that's. I think that we transmit that to the other. Me and Quintana, I can tell that we transmit that to the other guys, and of course that they help us at the same time too. And we all help each other. That's what we're trying to do.
Freddie, best record in baseball, really good baseball now for the last couple of months. How much fun is it for the team?
It's really fun, and we live in the moment, man. Even the game that we lost yesterday, you know, it was it was a game that we fight, and after the game, we play some music in the clubhouse because we know that we've been trying our best to get some wins, and that's the same way that we did it today. Not trying to do too much.
Sorry to cut you off. If I told you 4 or 5 years ago that your changeup would be maybe your best pitch today, what would you have said?
Oh my God! I was going to say it's a lie. It's not going to be true. But you know, it's part of the game, and part of the growth that we can have as a pitcher. And I've been learning, and I think that probably there's a lot of more things that I can learn for the rest of my career.
Speaking of that, Freddie, is 20 wins on your radar?
No, I don't even think about anything. I don't think about that. I just think about give the best of myself every day, all the time that I have the chance to be on the mound and get the win for the team. And of course they're gonna be happy, but I don't think about numbers, and you know, I don't think about it. Hopefully, yes.
What kind of scouting report did you have? I know when Casey, hadn't had a big hit that you're using his aggressiveness against him maybe a little bit?
Man, we only spoke a little bit about him, and then I just told him that I want to be myself with him and read his swing and see what I have working, because I have no idea what was going to be or how I'm going to feel facing him in the moment. Yeah. But I told him the changer and the fastball, the combination was working good, and I kept doing it for the other areas.
Freddie, when you kind of look at where you're at now with your pitches and your arsenal compared to a few years ago for change-ups, the breaking stuff, does it feel like now you've got the ability to kind of feel things out a little bit, like you've got more pitches to go to, and you can kind of work with whichever ones are feeling the best that day? Oh,
yeah, it's way different. I'm not going to say that I'm going to expect better results, but for sure I know that it's way different whenever I am in those situations. I feel that I have more tools, I feel that I have ways to go, and I don't have to think only on my fastball.
Because you guys have won so much, especially lately, can you talk about the confidence in here?
Oh, I think that we are in the spot that we need to be, and we're hungry to keep winning games and play the game in the right way. That's what we're trying to do.
There is Freddie Peralta speaking to the media after the game. That audio courtesy Adam McCalvey on Twitter. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Still keeping an eye on the weather in Wrigley. No game, no movement on either the game being moved to whether that is today or tomorrow at a later time. Could be Wednesday as well. As of right now, we're playing baseball, which is all we can ask for at this point. I really just want to watch the Brewers play baseball tonight. Honestly, more than anything, at this point, let's just see the game. Afterwards as well, Bryce Terang, Caleb Durbin, both picking up homers in the contest. Caleb Durbin, a little bit of a homecoming, coming back to Wrigley Field. Lake Forest, Illinois, originally is where he's from. Said he grew up a Sox fan, so don't worry, anyone, if you think Cubs fan Caleb Durbin is on the way. Not that case, but he hit one 419 feet. Last homer he had hit was off a position player, so it felt good to get one to go out. Here is Caleb Durbin after the game.
Growing up where you grew up, you've done this a couple times now. Can you describe what that's like to homer in this ballpark?
Yeah, I mean, I was, like I said, like you guys know, I was more of a White Sox fan, but came to a lot of games here at Wrigley. Beautiful stadium, obviously. A ton of friends that are Cubs fans, and had a lot of family and friends out there, so it's special. It means a little bit more. Obviously, it's, all counts the same, but a little bit more sentimental when, you're doing it at home.
So about as good as you can get it, 419. That was pretty good.
I think so, yeah. I think that was probably one of my furthest hit balls this year. But, yeah, I got that one good. I think 2-0 count, 2-1 maybe. I think, or 1-1 count, but yeah, it was heater up, pretty good swing on it.
Murph joked with us that he might have to do some disciplinary action for you admiring it, but maybe,
I don't know if he really minds as long as we're out there playing hard and winning. I think he's just joking around, but if I get it like that, it is what it is, but usually they're wall scrapers.
You gotta enjoy it, right?
Yeah, I mean, majority of my home runs aren't going to go that far, so if I do hit it that far, then I'm going to enjoy it a little bit, maybe.
Speaking of enjoying, how do you like watching Freddie today? And what does it mean in this stretch that you guys are in, all these games?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of in a grind right now. Not many off days here coming up, so having your starters go out and, taking it easy on the bullpen is huge. Obviously was close there the whole game, was able to kind of open it up there at the end, take some relief off of McGill and stuff like that. But, even with the Cubs, I think 5 games in 4 days, bullpen's going to be taxed, so starters have a big role, and, Freddie did great today.
Is it unfair to look at this team as kind of a scrappy 1-9 dinking and dunking? You guys can slug the ball like June 1st pretty dang well.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of guys that can have the capability of leaving the yard and stuff like that, but our identity is definitely good at bats, scrapping. I think no matter, bases loaded, putting the ball in play, stuff like that we can rely on when we're not hitting the long ball. It almost feels like the long ball is a bonus for us, but I don't think that should be mistaken for us being incapable of doing it. We're definitely capable of it, but just want to apply pressure all throughout the game.
On that note, you guys put up a ton of crooked numbers. What does it feel like in the dugout? What are you guys telling each other when these crooked numbers continue to happen?
Yeah, it feels like we're sharks out there. Like, you smell blood, so once we get runners on and start scraping those first couple runs across, we want that big inning, because that can almost end the game. That puts a lot of pressure on the other team, puts a lot of pressure on their lineup to score runs. And on the flip side, when we're giving up runs, you don't panic. So it's definitely you'd think it would, you'd kind of feel that pressure too, but we don't, and we just really like applying it.
There is Caleb Durbin speaking to the media after the game. That audio courtesy of Andrew Wagner, set to join the leadoff show here in about 20 minutes or so. Game from Wrigley. No word yet. Rain still coming down. Tarp is on. Game will probably be delayed at the very best right now. There is a window, it seems like, where they might be able to play during today at least, some point. Everyone kind of hoping that that's the case, because this game already, the reason why there was a doubleheader was because of rain already in Chicago, and a little frustrating. They won't be able to play it on Thursday because of travel purposes. So if there were to be a second doubleheader scheduled, it would be either tomorrow or, of course, we would see it on Wednesday then too. Coming up, we're going to talk to Drew Wagner, as I said, at 6:40. We'll get a little look at the betting odds on the other side of this, hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, after Game 1. It is the leadoff show, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 up in the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Let's get the latest on today's odds for the game. What's the best way to go? Let's check in with our expert from the Potawatomi Sportsbook to find out. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome back to the Leadoff Show. Tommy Wortz here with you, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we get over to Luis Olmos at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Brewers lineup for you guys here. We still do not have a Cubs lineup, which I would say is not a good sign. But Bryce Terang set to lead things off for Milwaukee today, plays second base. Caleb Durbin at third base, bats second. William Contreras, the catcher, will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DH, will bat fourth. Andrew Vaughn at first base, bats fifth. Isaac Collins in left field to bat sixth, returning back from paternity leave. Sal Frelick in right field will bat seventh. Brandon Lockridge in center field will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz rounds things out. He is the shortstop, batting ninth. Joining the show now, as he already did earlier today, but back again for a second time on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. It's the senior media manager over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Luis Olmos. Luis, has anything changed for you? Did you stay dry during this stretch over here?
We're staying dry. We're staying dry. Hopefully this game gets in, right? They always talk about a window, so hopefully there's a window somewhere tonight to get this game in, because my worry is they don't get it in today. Do they even worry about playing two the rest of the series? Do the Brewers have to come back to Chicago on an off day? I'd hate for them to lose an off day to have to go back and play one game sometime in September.
Well, I'm hopeful that if it's not happening today, it will happen either tomorrow or Wednesday. That's kind of the beauty of having all of these games at 7:05 too, other than Thursday's game. But I just want to watch the Brewers, Luis. I just want to see them play again today at this point, because they dominated game one.
Well, I'm sure the Brewers want to play too, right? Freddie pitched, he pitched pretty darn good. That offense was clicking today. They were just capitalizing on every Cubs mistake. And I think for a lot of us that were busy, in our 9 to 5 working, we kind of want to sit down tonight and watch that game, right?
Yeah, relax a little bit, take some of the pressure off, because the Brewers are going to put all the pressure on the other team. They did it again against the Cubs today. The Cubs just allowing 2 hits to them. Freddie Peralta, 6 innings of work. Just 1 hit allowed as well. He was phenomenal. Much needed as well if there is going to be a second game today. Luis Olmos, senior media manager at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, joining us here on the Leadoff Show, looking at some of the betting odds for game 2 today. The Brewers, again, slight underdogs, plus 105 on the money line today at plus 1.5. You'll get minus odds on them at minus 215. And the over-under set at 8.5 today. Luis, what are you liking for game 2 after the game 1's performance for Milwaukee and Chicago?
Yeah, you know what? Let's get a little crazy with game 2, right? I feel like if we get this game in, it's going to be on late tonight. It's one of those where maybe it starts at 8, 9 o'clock. It goes till 10, 11, maybe midnight. So let's go Brewers money line, right? We're getting good odds there. Let's go Caleb Durbin over a half hit. And how about a home run from Wild Bill? He's been really heating up, hitting more home runs. So I like a home run from William Contreras. That gets us plus 1,100 odds. So let's get a little crazy tonight. If this game gets played, I feel like, late at night, Cubs are kind of going to need a win. And the Brewers, maybe they can hit a couple out and take game 2.
Crazy for tonight. We got Brewers money line, Caleb Durbin to record a hit, Bill Contreras to record a homer. It'll pay plus 1,100 if those 3 things happen over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. You guys are still going to be open over at Potawatomi no matter the weather, though, right, Luis?
24/7, 365, my man. We don't close. We're always open. So if you're looking for, somewhere to watch a game or just any game tonight, I think there's a Monday Night Football game on tonight. So if you're looking to watch any baseball game, Monday Night Football, come on down. We're open. The kitchen and the sportsbook is open. Our marketplace is open. Go and grab a burger from Burger Company, probably best burger in the city. So come on down. And if you just want to be at home, reservations for Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, and Monday Night Football Week 1 are officially online at Potawatomi.com. In the sportsbook section.
Yeah. Oh, man. I love baseball for sure, Luis, but I cannot wait to get back to some football season as well. It's going to be exciting. And on top of that, Luis, do they have that booked out? How long can you book out in advance for football here?
Yeah, so right now we're just open for week 1, and we don't have the Packer game up just yet. So, if you're a Cowboys fan, an Eagles fan, Vikings, Bears, you want to get that reservation, and we're open for those. We're going to open the rest of the reservations in about a week. So for Packers, and then at least through weeks 1 through 4, we'll be ready to go in about the next week.
Well, perfect. That's good to know. Keep an eye out on that. Plus, you guys got all different types of different things going on with the fantasy football and, of course, the shuttles to all Brewers home games now. Fantastic stuff you guys are doing over there. Luis, if you had to pick one thing to eat at the Potawatomi Sportsbook on a cold, rainy night, what are you picking?
You know what? It's the best bang for your buck. It's the John Kuhn platter, right? It's $30. You're getting some sliders, you're getting tenders, you're getting cheese curds, you're getting deep fried mushrooms, and you're getting some jalapeno poppers as well. So it's really like, if you can't make your mind up on one thing, get that John Kuhn platter. $30, but you're getting so much food for yourself or for you, and probably 4 of your friends to split.
Yeah, I mean, or if you're a big guy like me, I'll just take some home for later. Keep it for the rest of me. I love it. That sounds delicious. I'd be all in on that. Luis, his parlay for the people one last time. Brewers money line in Game 2. Caleb Durbin to record a hit and Bill Contreras to hit a home run. It's at plus 1,000 now. I think someone might have went in and faded our parlay already. Odds are already getting closer to 0, but it will pay plus 1,000 if you go Brewers money line, Caleb Durbin over a hit, William Contreras to hit a home run. That is our parlay for Game 2 today. Luis, thank you so much for jumping on a second time today. Have a good rest of your night, and of course, go Brewers.
Go Brewers, thanks.
There he is, Luis Olmos, Senior Media Manager over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, joining us on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. We missed out on the manager, Pat Murphy, in the first segment post-game. I wanted to play it for you because he did have a lot of good stuff to say after the game. Very proud of his guys and proud of who he has back now. Pat Murphy, after the 7-0 victory over the Chicago Cubs earlier today.
Murph, for Freddie to go out and do what he did, just how did that help you guys navigate Game 1?
I mean, just the way he pitched, the way he started, the way he wasn't willing to give in. He just navigated. And to give Jansen credit, too. This guy's only been with us, I don't know how long, but to give him credit, man. This guy did a great job back there, and I can't help mentioning it. He did great, and it's hard to go out and catch a guy that's an ace, you know what I mean, and know exactly how he wants to do it. And but with a doubleheader, we had a choice to make, and I think that was the move. And Freddie was, especially bases loaded, admirably, 1 out. Was it punch or something like that?
It was.
Punch
on the changeup, and then the fly ball to right to Sal.
Did he die? Did Sal die for that or no?
He did not. He stayed on his feet. He'll be happy to hear.
Wow. Usually he just waits for that, and then he dives right at the last second, unnecessarily. Anyway, yeah. Great performance by Freddie, and the bullpen came in. Uribe and Koenig, still a big game at that point. We warmed up Koenig, so why save him? Because we warmed him up. You don't want to do that twice in a day. And so that's why we put him in there when it was still whatever the score was. Anyway, yeah, great. And then, Durbin stands out, Terang, Frelick. I mean, these guys are young players that just, Frelick on base 4 times. Durbin, God, he was good. Durbin was good. Terang, backside, homer. Go ahead, no.
I was going to say, back to that spot where Freddie's kind of on the ropes.
Yeah.
You think about if he can't get through that, what the rest of the day might look like.
Yeah.
Could be totally
goes down.
different.
I mean, think of Ortiz's swinging bunt or swinging whatever that was at first base. That did a lot for the game. The infield hit by somebody else we had at least
Tito.
Yeah, Tito had another infield hit. And think of the number of walks. I mean, they obviously didn't have their top relievers going after Horton was in a blister.
Yeah.
So that kid's really good. I mean, that ball's coming out. That's good. Soft speed stuff's good. That kid's going to be in our lives for a while if we continue to be Brewers fans. Like, that kid's really good. So yeah, we were fortunate in so many ways. So many things went our way. You know, how many walks do we have today? 5, 6, and a hit by pitch. 6 and a hit by pitch. Can't do that with us. You know what I mean? Like that. We put it in play too much. We had too many strikeouts today, but I think a lot of them were borderline. A lot looking. I think we had 5 looking. It's not like us. But you know, there's a lot of good things. Again, Turang and Durbin were terrific. Frelick terrific. You know, Jansen, you got to give him credit, and Ortiz. But Freddie was the story of the game. Yeah.
We've talked plenty about like the power surge for Bryce over these last couple of weeks, but that at bat there where he's still letting a heater get deep and driving it the other way, does that one stand out even more than some of the other ones?
Yeah, I mean, that's when you become a hitter. I remember Barry Bonds saying to me one time, you know, Murph, all these guys can go deep bullseye. Show me a guy that can go deep backside. You should practice that. He said that's when you know you got a hitter. So kind of interesting. It's the first thing I thought of. You know, but Bryce is like we've said, he's coming into his own. And
Murph, did it strike you as a little louder than usual, the Let's Go Brewers chants at Wrigley Field? You always have song here, but
yeah,
that was pretty loud.
I don't have that meter with me, but I know what you're saying. You know, I really appreciate the fans coming down. It seemed like they kind of sat close to our dugout, so that was kind of interesting, but still great. The crowds here are unbelievable. The home field advantage that it is here is incredible. It really is. With the outfield the way it is, the wall, and yeah, it's and the wind, the way it plays. It's a tough place to play, and we were fortunate in the first game.
Pat, everybody talks about the streak that you guys have been on, but doesn't it just boil down to that you've been playing really good baseball for a long stretch?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've played our best by any means. I know that sounds like arrogant or something. I'm not trying to be like that. I'm just evaluating what I'm evaluating is like, you know, we haven't been perfect. We have been fortunate. Things have went our way. Whether it's the ball that falls in or whether, you know, hit by pitch or, you know, whatever it might be. We've been fortunate, but we've earned a lot of that. You know? But we hit 2 homers today. We slugged today. Didn't we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How many they have? Terrain's got how many now?
13.
13.
7 this month.
He's got 13 homers?
7 this month.
Last 2 weeks.
Caleb is 7.
So, oh God, him and Sal. Oh God, how many does Sal have?
Sal is 9.
Oh God, it's on.
Durbin, that was 419. Little, you know, into the jet stream.
Little happy. Happy. Happy's from here, isn't he? Happy's from right up the street, isn't he?
Yeah, Lake Forest.
He's the one that said probably geographically is sort of the direction. He's sort of headed in the right direction.
Did you have any of the Quinn Scrambles cookies?
Did he stand at the plate when he hit it?
Yeah, he did. He enjoyed it.
He did. I'm gonna discipline him for that for sure. Like he can't. I don't care if it's 419 or 519. You can't stand at home plate when you've been in the league for 12 minutes. You know what I mean? And you're 5'3", and you're in the league 12 minutes. You can't stand at the plate.
Is Moon in there for game 2?
Moon's playing. That's why I put him in there. He hadn't played in 5 days. He's been having, holding his baby, and that's Baby Moon. Yeah, Baby Moon is with us. Not with us, but he's here. And I wanted to get him back out there running around last inning. And Breckenridge got in there too. He never played in Wrigley. How could you not play him? He's never played in Wrigley. He looked at me like, I've never played in Wrigley. I got to put him in there for something, for an inning sometime this week. So it's special.
Hey, Pat, also has for the series 4 more obviously to go. They're chasing you, and they have a long ways to go. Probably more important for them, or do you not even look at it like that? Just more games on the schedule.
I got to be honest with you. This is a beautiful thing. You just numb to it all. You don't read anything. You don't look at it. You just think about how do we get them ready to play tonight. with confidence, with conviction, and compete all 9. And if you're tired, like, well, all right, you're in your 20s, tough. You know what I mean? If you're tired, sorry. You know, oh, it's going to be a rough one, turn it around for, come on, guys, let's go. So, yeah, it's an opportunity to play Major League Baseball and just be part of it. And, yeah, it's critical. Every game we play is critical. You know, there's no coasting uphill. Did I say that? I say that a lot. We're an inch from the top and an inch from the bottom.
Did they give you any update on game 2?
I got too many socks in my top drawer right now.
Luckily, all my socks are out of my top drawer right now, and I do have an update on Game 2. It has been officially postponed till tomorrow. We will have 2 Brewers games again tomorrow. It will be a split doubleheader with the same scheduled times as today. Milwaukee will not play a second game. The Brewers will play a split doubleheader tomorrow starting at 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock. So the exact same times we just had today, it will be tomorrow now for Milwaukee. And you know what? Because we're all about the fan here, Drew Wagner's still going to come on. We're still going to go till 7 o'clock today. We'll talk a little bit about Game 1, prepare for Game 2 tomorrow. Game 2 and 3? 2 and 3 tomorrow. Game 1 and 2? How does that work with the doubleheader? I don't know. But a doubleheader tomorrow for Milwaukee and Chicago. We will be back with Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports. We'll pick his brain a little bit. Maybe we'll share our favorite Pat Murphyisms as he just recycles the same ones over and over again anyway. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM 105.7 up in the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
What's the latest on the crew? Let's go inside the clubhouse with Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports on the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan. Inside the Clubhouse is brought to you by Focus Baseball. Join their fall mini camps at focusbaseball.com.
Welcome back to the Leadoff Show. Might be the first time we are coming out of a break here in which there is no game to look forward to. The game officially has been postponed. Tonight's game 2 of the doubleheader will be postponed to tomorrow with another split doubleheader. 1:20 first pitch for game 1. Game 2, 7:05 from Wrigley Field. No lineup to give to you guys out of the break. That feels weird. My words feel naked now that I don't have a lineup to give. But we still have Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, joining us here on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. Drew, is the weather just terrible down there? Is it pouring still?
Yeah, it's pouring, and there's more coming. A real prudent move by the Cubs. They're waiting until about a half hour before first pitch so they could get people into the stadium and sell them a bunch of beer and whatever else and make a few bucks because the franchise down here is strapped for cash these days. Getting that influx of Brewers fans over the border through the turnstiles will help out the Cubs' struggling bottom line. So,
maybe, Drew, they've never seen a George Webb before. Maybe they've never looked at a radar either, Drew. Maybe that's possible. I wouldn't put it past the guys to the south there. It's unfortunate. I think everyone was just looking forward to watching the Brewers again. Like, watching the Brewers is now becoming appointment television with how successful the team has been this season. And it was no different in game 1, 7-0 victory in the first game this evening, Drew. And we talked about it. Really, if you have to point to an MVP, it was Freddie Peralta for the circumstances. Maybe it'll be Chad Patrick tomorrow for game 2, however they're going to do that. But Freddie was amazing in game 1 today, Drew.
Yeah, he really was. He had that bad third inning there, and it looked like it was just going to be one of those snowball-type things. He cruises through the first 3 on 39, and then a 20-pitch inning, walking the bases loaded. You think, okay, this is just going to blow up. But he comes back, he gets out of that inning, punch out, and I think a fly out, and then comes back and gets you through the 6th, gives your bullpen a bit of a blow, and was really locked in yesterday. I mean, the changeup was really good yesterday. That was a really good Freddie Peralta performance on a day where they absolutely needed a good performance on a Freddie Peralta.
Yeah, they needed it, and you brought it up, the changeup. The secondary stuff has been very apparent for Freddie over his last few outings, and even some questions asking, is his changeup his best pitch in post-game availability with him? I don't know if I'd go that far. His fastball's up to like 99 now. He can touch it when he needs to. But the secondary stuff, Drew, that's something that really has not been looked at from Freddie Peralta in the last few seasons, but another guy who's really just figuring it out on the fly to develop some secondary stuff, and he works out and he has a great performance with it again today, Drew.
Well, the secondary pitches is what makes Freddie Peralta's fastball. I mean, up for so long, it was just fastball Freddie, just chucking fastballs in there and hoping guys miss. He needs that off-speed stuff. He needs the secondary pitches to make the fastball play up. And when those secondary pitches are locked in, everything else works for him.
And it did yesterday, or rather this afternoon when they did play in game number 1. Drew, is Bryce Terang about to hit 20 homers this year? Because he can't stop hitting home runs.
He's on a tear right now. I mean, he had 6 through the first half of the season. He's got 7 now since the start of August. I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of power that he's going.
And going the other way today, Drew. We went the other way.
Yeah, to be able to sit back on that one and drive it the way that he did, that's a guy that's coming into his own and learning how to adapt his swing and to adjust to the way he's being pitched and picking up on pitches a little bit earlier. I mean, it's an encouraging sign for a young player.
Drew, Joey Ortiz as well, just been on an absolute heater, maybe underrated over the last time, even more so. He came up with the bases loaded again, which he leads the MLB in appearances with the bases loaded. I think he's like over 20 some times or something this year now. And just another total Brewers play, hustling it down the line when there were two guys on, and able to showcase his speed. The Cubs, they feel the pressure. They feel that heat on the Brewers when you got Joey Ortiz running full down the line. Has that swing adjustment really, is that going to be the difference in the Brewers season this year? Because it feels like we had talked about it where you were going to have to look at Joey Ortiz's season in stretches, right? Because it was such a poor first half of the season. Well, now if you look at it in stretches, Joey Ortiz is one of the most productive players on this team right now, Drew.
And that's the way you have to look at it. Once what's done is done. What he's done lately, that's what matters. And as long as he keeps doing it, when he's getting hits in that 9th spot, regardless if there's guys on base or not, that means that your top of the order guys are getting another chance. And that's just huge. If you keep that lineup going, you keep that pressure on, it's great to score the runs, don't get me wrong. But just being able to flip that order and bring those guys up again, that helps the offense exponentially.
Drew Wagner joining us from Forbes Sports. Follow him on Twitter at @byAndrewWagner. Does some work at thefanmilwaukee.com too. Drew, now the game being banged tonight and you won't be able to see it. It'll be back tomorrow. Do we assume that just Chad Patrick is the first starter tomorrow, right? It wouldn't change anything different there, right?
No, we haven't heard anything to say otherwise. So I'd assume Chad Patrick will tomorrow, and I think it's Mizorowski. Is that who was scheduled originally? Couldn't remember if it was Mizorowski or Woodruff tomorrow.
Sure, yeah. I think it's Miz. Now that you say it out loud, yeah. I think that's where we are next. But with Chad Patrick coming up, he gets to hang out for a day. Does that mess with your psyche again? Because now he's going on almost a week with no pitching. I think it was last Tuesday is the last time Chad Patrick saw a mound. Is that going to mess anything up, do you think? And with how well Freddie did, do you think maybe early on Murphy wouldn't be afraid to go to the pen a little earlier again tomorrow?
I mean, no, because you have the second game sitting there and looming. So you need to take that into account. I think Patrick will be fine. It's not like he's been sitting doing nothing. He's through his in-between start bullpen session. So he's going to just basically be like having one extra day. So I think he'll be fine. But I don't anticipate them going too crazy with the bullpen because, again, you're going to have 2 games tomorrow, and you got to have bodies for both of them.
How was the clubhouse after the win today, Drew? Because you guys had a lot of media availability, a lot of guys talked, and I don't know how it's been really on a day-to-day basis during this stretch. Has there been a switch in the atmosphere? Has it felt a little more joyous? Has it felt more locked in? That's kind of what it feels like on the outside looking in. It's just that the Brewers are so unfulfilled by everything except the victory at the end of the day.
Yeah, it was a pretty quiet clubhouse afterwards. Guys were eating, guys were resting because they were still anticipating having to go out and work again tonight. So it was pretty subdued. But yeah, it's strictly business, man, every day. Yeah, they're having fun. They're enjoying it. But they're here to do a job, and they kind of have that attitude of it.
One more thing I wanted to bring up because I saw it on the broadcast today while we were watching, and Jose Quintana was on the broadcast. He likes to have fun, find the camera as well during the game. But I saw, Mizorowski with his arm around him, and I feel like we've heard it as well from Quinn Priester talking about the mentor that Jose Quintana has become this season. Is that something that you can see from a media standpoint? Do you see a lot of the young pitchers going up to Jose Quintana or maybe Brandon Woodruff, even Freddie, I guess, because he's been there so long? Have they been using their veterans as resources a lot this season, and has it been something that a lot of them have talked about as well?
They haven't really talked about it much. You don't see it very much, but it's there. You kind of hear it through the grapevine, and it doesn't shock me at all. When you have vets like Woody and vets like Quintana and vets like Freddie and so many young guys around him, it's only natural that guys like that will gravitate towards the veterans. And, those 3 are pretty good, down-to-earth dudes. So it doesn't shock me at all that they've had the impact that they've had on the young guys.
Yeah, would be just a cool story to look at if we look at it whether it is at the end of the year or maybe if they're willing to during the year, just the impact of these veterans on the young pitchers right now, because it's been showing very well that it's worked with Miz and Priester specifically, and if anyone else is using them, the chances are it's helping because the Brewers staff has been unreal this year. Drew, thank you so much for jumping on, even in a game that is canceled. If you have not heard, game has been postponed till tomorrow, 1:20 first pitch for game 1, and as well as 7 o'clock for game 2. Drew, let's do it again twice tomorrow, okay? Have a good rest of your night.
Sounds good. Talk tomorrow.
There he is, Drew Wagner, joining us on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Now, we can't really do keys to the game or anything else to end the show here because there's nothing to look forward to tonight. And I just want to say this here now. We can go take a look here. The Brewers have been unreal for a long time, not just through this 14, 15 game stretch, 16 games now, I guess, in August. But, you can go back to the May 25th game when the Brewers finally got back into the win column and have been the best team in baseball since that point. And really, I wanted to talk about a couple of the things. Caleb Durbin said a very good line of, it's like we're sharks smelling blood in the water. And that's exactly what it feels like every time. And it feels like if you're watching this team every day, like you can sense it too when it happens. That slow roller from Joey Ortiz today, you could sense they were panicking on that. You could sense it. Kyle Tucker's getting booed, meanwhile, during the game because he's not hustling, or he's going to have to take a couple of days off now, according to Craig Counsell, because he's just been in such a slump since the beginning of July. I joke around a lot with Drew Wagner on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at TommyWSSP as well. But do you know since the trade deadline how Bryce Terang has 7 home runs, and we might throw some shade out there with Eugenio Suarez, who only has 2 during that stretch? Well, Kyle Tucker does not have one. And Kyle Tucker has been batting $150 since July 1st at this rate. His OPS is in the 500s. The Cubs are the exact opposite of the Brewers right now. The Cubs are not the team that is ready to strike fear in you with their gameplay. They try to do it with their lineup. And Pat Murphy had a really good line. I'll play it for you to close us out here. But he still thinks that trying to paint the Cubs as an underdog is a foolish statement, and people should still think that way about the Milwaukee Brewers.
Are they the underdogs? Seriously? They're the underdogs in this series? Look at the lineups. No way. I mean, they got all-stars. They got MVP candidates. They got guys, is there a rookie? Oh, Shaw's a rookie, right?
Casey's playing the first game.
Yeah, but he's played like 12 games. You got veterans, you got Gold Gloves winner, you got world champions, you got, what don't they have?
There is the manager, Pat Murphy, before the game earlier today, speaking upon the Cubs lineup and how the Brewers, it's not fair to paint the Cubs as an underdog against the Brewers based on what they have done previously. And the Brewers like that mindset. Keep doubting them. And I think Pat Murphy keeps drilling it into everyone's head that they want that to be how people perceive them. Just keep doubting them, and they'll keep showing up day in and day out. That's going to do it for us here at The Fan. Unfortunately, no Brewer game to look forward to tonight, but guess what? We'll do it again twice tomorrow because why not? First pitch scheduled for 1:20. It should be Chad Patrick going. He was supposed to start game 2 tonight. He will start game 1 tomorrow. After that, we'll have another show that starts at 6 o'clock as well to keep you guys all caught up on Brewers Cubs as we are in the middle of this 5-game series that may never end if the rain never ends. Live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 up in the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Don't forget, send them home.